Hello there. The form we're going to be learning about is 돼 or 으돼, but it does not work the way you might think it does. I promise you, it doesn't work the way you think it does. You might say, wait, Billy, I've seen this kind of thing before. It's 으돼 after a consonant and 돼 after a vowel, right? Wrong! It's not how you think it works. Okay. First of all, though, before we talk about how to conjugate it, let's talk about what it means. I'm going to write a really long explanation on the board. I just want you to give me a few seconds to get everything down. Okay, I think I'm done. This form means but, like 지만. But the difference is, this form is used when you are accepting, like you're approving, whatever comes before it in the sentence. You're saying something, 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 yes, but whatever follows after this but is going to be some sort of limit or requirement. Now, again, the meaning is just but it's used to say, yes, something, but there's a limit. Or yes, something, but here's a requirement. Like, yes, while you can do that, but make sure to at least do this. Or while I'm going to do this, I'm going to limit it, or the requirement for that is this. You're not going to use this form to say, I like kimchi, but I don't like pizza. There is no limit or requirement following after that sentence. So requirement is the real key. If there's some sort of requirement for whatever you're saying, like, yes, yes, yes. However, keep this in mind. If you ever have that kind of nuance, that's what this form is used for. So here's how to make it. The way to make it is you take a verb stem and you attach 돼, and you're done. Any verb stem, 하다, 하돼, 먹다, 먹돼. If the verb stem ends with either of these two things at the bottom, then you attach 으돼. So there are a couple verbs that actually have this exactly at the end. 있다 and 없다, right? Like 있어요, 없어요. Well, that's 있으돼 and 없으돼. What if we get the past tense of a verb, like 했어요 from 하다? I did something, 했어요. Well, the past tense stem is 했. That's this. That's past tense. 했으돼. So this would be equivalent to saying something like 했지만, I did something, but, or someone did something, however, 했지만, 했으돼. There's another form that also ends like that. Not just past tense, but anytime you're using the future tense 겠다 ending. 겠다. The stem is 돼. So if you had 하다, you'd have 하겠으돼. But there's still one more thing we didn't talk about. What about 이다 then? And then also, what about 아니다? These ones do not become 돼. It doesn't become 이돼. This one has a special form. 로 돼. For both of these. Instead of adding 돼, you add 로 돼. That's all. So, when is this form used? Well, the reason you're never going to ever use it by yourself, although you might see it, is because it's really only used in formal, or I should say fancy sounding writing and speaking. It's also used in old style speaking, but it doesn't have to be. It's also used in modern Korean too when you want it to have a fancy or formal feeling. But other than that, you're not really going to ever see it. Let's get some example sentences. So you'll see it used in commands a lot, but it doesn't have to be used in a command. But it does have to end with some sort of limit or requirement. In this case, 한국 드라마를 보되. So watch a Korean drama or watch Korean dramas. However, there's a limit to that. There's a requirement. And the requirement or limit is 영어 자막, English subtitles. 영어 자막은. So as for English subtitles, 보지 마세요. Don't look at the English subtitles. So watch Korean dramas, but there's a limit. There's a requirement for that. Okay, watch Korean dramas, but don't look at the English subtitles. 한국 드라마를 보되 영어 자막은 보지 마세요. Watch Korean dramas, yes. I agree, I approve. However, there is a limit or requirement to that, and it is don't look at the English subtitles. So that's what this form is used for. It's used for saying that you accept or approve of whatever comes before it. Like, okay, yes, however, I'm going to provide a requirement for that or a limit. Okay. 여행을 함께 갔으되. Yes, we went on a trip together. However, there was a limit to that. And the limit was, again, it's a limit on this. 시간은 따로 보냈어요. So we spent our time, 시간을 보내다, to spend time, 따로, separately. So, yes, while we went on a trip together, or yes, we went on a trip together, but, well, we actually spent our time separately. 여행을 함께 갔으되 시간은 따로 보냈어요. So yes, we went on a trip together, but we spent our time separately. 다이어트를 위해서, so for a diet, for my diet, 저녁, dinner, 저녁을 먹되. So I'm eating dinner for my diet. However, there is a limit. There is a requirement for me eating dinner. There is a limit on the fact that I'm eating dinner for my diet. What could that limit be? I'm not eating any sugar. I'm avoiding this. I'm only going to do this. Well, in this case, 조금, a little bit, 조금만 먹고 있어요. So I'm eating dinner for my diet. However, the limit to that is, the requirement to that is 조금만 먹고 있어요. So I'm only eating a little bit. So yes, I am eating dinner for my diet, but I'm only eating a little. So I'm on a diet and I'm eating dinner, yes, but I'm only eating a little bit. 다이어트를 위해서 저녁을 먹되 조금만 먹고 있어요. 철수는 능력이 있으되. So 철수 has skills. However, there's a limit to those skills. And what's that limit? 운이 없어서, because he's not lucky. Literally, 운 means luck. 운이 없다 means no luck. So unlucky. Because he's unlucky, 승진 is getting promoted. 승진을 못해요. So he can't get promoted because he doesn't have any luck, because he's unlucky. Although 철수 has skills, he's unlucky, so he can't get promoted. 철수는 능력이 있으되 운이 없어서 승진을 못해요. There's one more usage, though, of this form, which you will see even less than this usage. It's made the exact same way. Instead of finishing the sentence with some sort of limit or requirement, you end the sentence with a quote. This is only used in very old style, fancy kind of speech. Church services are probably the most common place that you might hear this, but even then, it's not commonly used. The way it works is you're going to use not any verb. This is only used with a verb that means to say, or like maybe to reply or speak. Any sort of verb that indicates that what's coming after is going to be a quote. Let me give you an example. 예수께서 이르시되 도움이 필요한 자를 지나치지 말지어다. 예수 would just be Jesus in Korean. 께서 is the honorific 가 or 이 or 가. 이르다 is a word that means to say or speak something. So it's not just the same as 말하다. It's like 뭔가를 말하다, to say something. So Jesus says, and then the quote. 도움이 필요한 자를, 자 is 사람, 자 is a person. So those in need. 지나치다 is to pass by. 지나치지 말지어다. This is basically do not. So this 지어다 ending is just a stronger feeling. So as Jesus said, thou shalt not pass by those in need. So that's this sort of fancy, really old style of speech, but you will still see it occasionally in like scriptures, or if people are giving like a presentation at like a religious meeting or something like that. That is the lesson for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Okay, Kai's cashing in. All right, real quick, Kai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 45.